Since 1995, Bandai Namco has been creating and releasing a unique series of JRPG titles to video game markets all over the world. Sometimes these games are directly connected to one another, other times they simply share the same naming convention. Although they started out as a very niche franchise here in the States, over the last 10 years or so, they slowly but surely creeped their way into the mainstream. Either way, the games are some of the most impressive and immersive storytelling I've ever experienced in a JRPG, and easily solidify them as my absolute favorite JRPG series. I am of course referring to the Tales of series. I was first introduced to the series when one of my best friends in high school insisted I borrow her copy of Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube and play it. I was surprised to see a GameCube game with 2 discs at first, but as soon as I started my journey through Silverant, it was over. I was sold immediately and couldn't put it down. From the music to the gameplay to the characters to the incredible storytelling, Tales of Symphonia was everything I needed in a JRPG and more. If memory serves, I logged over 300 hours in that game my first playthrough. Now that there is a new entry in the Tales series coming out very soon, Tales of Arise, I am extremely excited to dedicate another few hundred hours to the series. So in honor of another Tales adventure looming on the horizon, why not take a look at the history of this immaculate line of JRPGs? The series was created by Yoshiharu Gotanda and draws inspiration for its high fantasy settings from anime and manga. As I said earlier, the series has been seen as pretty niche in English-speaking regions, but it is widely considered to be among the most important JRPG franchises in Japan. In fact, as of 2020, the series has shipped nearly 24 million units worldwide. Currently spanning 16 main title entries, a number of spin-offs and mobile games, as well as anime and manga adaptations and even audio dramas, the Tales series began in 1995 with the release of Tales of Phantasia on the Super Famicom. The game introduced many elements that would go on to be staples of the series, but this particular title didn't come west until it was ported to the Game Boy Advance in 2006. The first game to be localized for the American market was Tales of Destiny in '97 on the PlayStation, which was the first of 2 console exclusives the PSX received, the other being in 2000 when Tales of Eternia released in the States as Tales of Destiny 2, but they aren't actually related. A true sequel to Destiny, Tales of Destiny 2, was released in Japan but has yet to be localized for the West. Jumping ahead to 2004, North America saw the release of Symphonia on the GameCube, and from there the popularity of the series in the West started to grow. It was the first game in the series to feature 3D graphics for the characters and environments, and it was the first game to be released in Europe. It also just so happens to be my favorite in the series and features my favorite character in the entire franchise, Yuan Kafei. The same year saw the release of Tales of Rebirth in Japan on the PSP, followed by Tales of Legendia and Tales of the Abyss in North America in 2005 on the PS2. Abyss was developed by the same team that made Symphonia and used the same graphics engine. It even got the re-release treatment on the Nintendo 3DS in 2012. Sadly, 2007's Tales of Innocence on the Nintendo DS never made it west, but 2008 did give us Tales of Vesperia on the 360. The fandom still debates which one is better, Vesperia or Symphonia to this day. Even though the 360 version of Vesperia was not technically the full version, that was the 2009 PS3 port in Japan that eventually made it overseas in the PS4 Definitive Edition in 2019. Jumping ahead to 2012, we got the PS3 port of the 12th entry, Tales of Graces, in the form of Tales of Graces F. The following 2 years would then give us Tales of Exilia and its sequel Tales of Exilia 2, both on the PS3. 2014 also gave us Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World on the Wii, which to date is the 3rd and last direct sequel to be developed in the series, at least so far. In 2015, the franchise celebrated its 20th anniversary with the release of Tales of Systeria, which proved so popular that the anime adaptation was licensed and dubbed by Funimation, remaining to be one of only 2 anime adaptations to get an English dub, along with the Tales of Vesperia prequel movie. The 16th entry released in 2017 as Tales of Berseria, and it was received with mixed reviews. As far as development on the series goes, it all began when Gotanda decided to develop a game based on his unpublished novel, Tale Phantasia. The game was pitched around to several developers unsuccessfully, including Enix, until Namco decided to pick it up, a decision I'm sure Enix came to regret over the years. In terms of art direction, according to one of the developers, the character designs are created once the main character's story, personality, and environment are determined by the rest of the production team. Anime cutscenes are included in each game and are a primary focus for the production team as they help make the first impression on players, aiming to avoid standard anime tropes and common narrative elements with each installment. As the anime visuals are a key draw to players and are viewed as iconic for the franchise, I can easily understand the desire to ensure top quality where this is concerned. As far as the signature music goes for this series, it is almost all helmed by composer Motoi Sakuraba, who has for sure left a hefty stamp on video game composition in my opinion. Several titles in the series also licensed their theme songs from popular Japanese bands and musicians. For example, Eternia licensed from Garnet Crow, Abyss used Bump of Chicken, Berseria used Flow, both Exilia and its sequel used Ayumi Hamasaki, and Zestiria even used Superfly. As it just so happens, Bump of Chicken and Superfly are two of my favorite Japanese musical artists. Reception of the series in the US has admittedly been mixed over the years, but overall trending towards the positive. The development team has repeatedly cited Symphonia as the most popular and most successful game in the West, driving the team to strive to make the series fresh in every new entry. I'd say that 23.86 million copies sold worldwide is nothing to scoff at, especially considering that's a jump from only 16 million in 2013. I think it's safe to say the Tales series has solidified its place among JRPG royalty, and the determination to keep things fresh is extremely admirable, which is why I'm excited for Tales of Arise. Originally supposed to release in 2020, it was delayed because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but also because they wanted to try something new. It's been said Arise was designed to be a departure from series conventions, which can be scary to hear, but mostly it excites me. I have yet to be disappointed by a Tales game, and I highly doubt this one will be any different. I mean, have you seen the trailers? It looks fantastic! And still right up my alley too. If you're as big of a Tales fan as I am, I'm sure you can't wait to sink your teeth into this one with me. So in that spirit, make sure you go to GameStop.com or speak to a guest advisor at your local GameStop store to get your copy secured today. What's your favorite Tales game or experience? How has this series impacted you over the years? Let me know either in the comments on this video on the GameStop YouTube channel under All In, or on my Twitter and Instagram at Lord Azria. And when I inevitably end up playing Tales of Arise on stream, be sure to come join me at twitch.tv/the_retrocade. Until then, I've been Cole Fiker, and this has been All In. See you all in the next video.